you listen to reason? Will you open your eyes? It's a wonder what you'll find.
We have Glenn in San Jose, California.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi, Glenn.
Just want to say, I love you guys' show. I've watched pretty much every video on YouTube of you guys, so I watch you guys every week on Ustream. So I'm an atheist, and I have a girlfriend who is a theist, but she's not really very religious.
Mm-hmm.
But she often defends religion when I, see something on TV of like Bill O'Reilly and all these, religious people who are, defending, horrible things that are caused by religion. She often defends religion, and her argument is that it's not really religion which is, the root cause of these problems. And, for example, I'll say something like, the Quran, defends the, spousal abuse, essentially. It says, like, it's totally okay to beat your wife, and actually it's, encouraged that you should beat your wife. And she'll say, well, no, it's not really the religion that's the problem. It's just, like, a cultural thing, and, they're, it's just, a part of their culture. It's not really religion. I'll say, well, okay, how about, this example? And, she'll say, like, well, no, that's not really religion. That's just, lack of intelligence or lack of education. And she's always defending religion. Now, my question is, how can I demonstrate to her that, religion is a motivation for, causing harm, and that religious beliefs influence people's actions negatively?
Acceptance of evolution as a scientific fact in the United States.
Right. Yeah. I've given her that example. Like
that is not culture. That is religion sticking its fingers into the business of science education, and harming science education in the United States.
On some level, the objection is entirely unfair, because when you say the example of harm that religion has done that couldn't be attributed to culture, religion is the product of culture. I mean, so on some level, we're getting back to it. Somebody's taking an action. Is it because they're evil, or is it because, for example, take a quote from the Bible: "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." Now, that passage on its own is toothless until you find somebody who is of such character that they are willing to accept this as an authority and then act upon it. And therefore, it is a reflection of that individual's character. The problem with religion is twofold. One, religions, some of them, tend to contain passages like that are divisive and harmful. So they are prone to being used. I was going to say abused, but that's not correct. If it says, don't suffer a witch to live, killing a witch is an application of this. They are prone to being used by the people who want to take those actions. However, there's a second aspect of this, and that is that religions change the culture that they're in, and therefore they increase the likelihood that that people with those characteristics are going to then be cultivated, not only because of evolutionary means, but by the peer pressure and social impact of going along with the crowd.
Yep.
I think another thing to point out is that left to their own devices, cultures change over time, right?
Yep.
So if your girlfriend, is that who we're talking about? If your girlfriend is saying that wife beating is just part of the culture of the Middle East, is that what she's saying? Is she? I mean, that is getting very close to sounding racist.
Racist, yeah. Hey,
right?
It's those brown people who.
There is a reason. If people have been,
she's Pakistani, so. But
if people have been beating their wives for 15, well, how long old is Islam? Roughly 1,500 years, 1,400? It's somewhere in there.
14.
If people have been beating their wives in the Middle East for that long, you don't call it the culture. A culture can change. There has to be a reason why they keep exhibiting that trait. And when you ask them, why do you think this is okay, they are going to point to the Quran.
Right, that's exactly what I say. But here's what she'll respond with: is saying, before Islam, the people around that area would beat their wives.
Well, of course they would, because religions are made up. Religions are made up by the people who live in a region at the time when the religion is created. Of course it encodes all of the things they thought then.
The problem is that
it locks those things in so the culture can't change, or is way less likely to.
Yeah, it encourages stasis and stagnation. It discourages progress. It discourages the learning of new ideals. It's not that Christianity is less harmful than Islam. It's that Christians now are the product of a religious culture that was dragged kicking and screaming towards a more ethical approach. There's there's passages in the Bible that will instruct somebody to do the exact same thing as the passages in the Quran with regard to killing infidels. They just don't do it anymore. And like I said before, I'll give them credit for a half step, but it's a half step. That's the harm of religion, is that it poisons a culture and inhibits progress.
Cool.
It's still people. It's always people that are doing harm, and in some cases it is people whose nature is, I don't want to say intrinsically, but by and large, what we would consider a label as evil. I mean, there are some people, psychopaths, whatever, but religion is the one thing that can get otherwise good people to do harmful things. The one thing I know of, anyway. And anything that would do that would be something I would probably classify in the same category as religion. These dogmatic, ritualistic memes that are used to control and encourage people to take actions in order to propagate those memes and not much else.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.